Okay. Hey everybody, I'm so excited to have Jess here. She just ordered her kit and she joined Savannah's brand new team, Christine's team as well. Sid's putting dishes away, so we've got that going on in the background. We're recording this just so that for folks who want to be able to kind of look back and get a refresher, but this is the intro call that I do, and I really prioritize this just to make sure that you know that you're welcomed and you're supported, and I want to help get you off to the strongest start. And it's proven to be a really valuable use of my time, and I always prioritize. So there you go. But you were just explaining you live in Montana. What were you telling me about how you came to order your kit today?
Yeah, actually, like I was saying, I lived in California, and we moved up here about 4 years ago, me and my husband and 3 little boys, and we had to start from scratch. We sold everything and up and just moved, you know. We'd been planning on it and stuff, so finally we did. So we had to wait a while till my husband got a job. He got a job. Then we built our home last year. And so, I had nothing because I sold everything. So I'm literally starting all over again. And so Christine reached out to me, had me do a party for her. She's like, hey, would you want to do a party for me? I'm like, yeah, I really could use some stuff. And so I thought it was perfect timing. And she's like, would you want to be a consultant? I was like, oh, no, I know.
Not that.
I don't want to be a consultant.
Exactly what I told Shelley.
Yeah, I do recall that, Christine.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no interest, zero, none, nilch. And so after we did the party, I was like, wow, we really did good. You know, I loved it. I got a lot of free stuff. I got a lot of stuff that I really needed and I really liked. And so she was like, how do you feel about it now? I was like, I really could see myself doing it, but you know, I was still about a 3, 4, somewhere in there. I was still not very interested. Here's my youngest. And this is Grayson.
Grayson.
But, so I did another party for another friend, which was Anna Stevens, and the party was another great party. And so I got $164 some worth for just shipping. And so I was like,
wow.
Great.
So that was, so you
more.
hosted with another consultant? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes. Yeah. I went with another. Yeah, she's a local friend here in Wisdom where I'm at. And she had reached out to me, asked me if I could do a party for her. I was like, well, yeah, I did her first party, her first launch party.
Aw, that's
great. Yeah. And so, I was like, oh man, I really could see myself doing this, you know. Nice. And Savannah, she joined and all that. Bless you. And so I was like, she showed me some of her stuff and all that, and now I was like, oh, this really could be easy, you know. I really think I could make this work. So here I am. I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump and do it. Yeah.
Awesome. And you got the ultimate kit, so you have a quick cooker coming.
Yeah. Savannah can't come steal it because she lives too far away now.
She used to be your neighbor, correct? That's how you guys met?
Just moved.
What?
Didn't you guys were neighbors? Is that how you guys met?
No, actually, Savannah moved to Wisdom, and I had no clue who she was or anything. And a mutual friend texted me and was like, while I was building my house, I was super busy, and she texted me. She goes, you know, this girl just moved into town. She really could use a friend. You know how lonesome it is because our population's only 100 people, and it drops about half when winter comes because we get like -30 and I've seen it -52. So days on end. So so everybody needs a friend around here. And so
clearly
so I went down and I got kind of calmed down. We just moved into our home and I was like, okay, I can go meet Savannah now. So I went down and I met her. I texted her and I said, hey, do you care if me and the boys come and, you know, say hi? And she's like, no, come on. So that's from day one, and we hit it right off, and we've been close friends ever since.
That is ever since. Savannah, you just moved like a short distance when you moved last weekend, right?
Yes. So our house is about an hour and 15 minutes from Wisdom. So we didn't really move that far. She actually came down, was it last weekend?
Yeah.
They came down and stayed
Great.
at the same house, and Jessica was super nice and made me a birthday cake.
Aw.
Oh,
She
nice.
is a baker. She makes bread
Chris.
and
Wonderful.
stuff.
Gosh.
Yep, I love bacon.
Bacon and baking, right? That's
Yep,
perfect.
yep.
Perfect. I love it. Well, you're in, as I said, you're in really good company. I mean, Savannah has just taken off like a shot.
Yeah.
Did her
That's
first party
awesome.
while buying a house and moving.
Yeah.
And it was a humdinger. And we are in the presence of royalty here with Christine. You're not even aware. I'm going to show you why. Christine just hit the mother lode that now everybody's going to follow her lead. I'm going to tell you.
Fingers crossed.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is really,
I hit
really
the last marker for my fast track.
yeah.
Woo,
Whole
awesome.
life
The
clock
data
set
player.
coming.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, because I know I want to respect you guys' time, and we could, I mean, my gosh, we're going to have to use Zoom. We did a director get together, a happy half hour the other day with all of the directors on Zoom here on Cinco de Mayo. So we'll be using this lots to stay in touch. I'm in
Awesome.
California, near, not terribly near because it's a big state, but closer to Christine than you guys are.
Yeah, she's over in the Bay Area, so
Yeah.
up where
Kinda-
you guys were in Merced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She grew up she was in Merced when she was in California.
Okay, so I'm in Concord. Yep.
Okay,
We're-
awesome.
Very good. Yeah. So, but the whole, you know, we've got consultants all over the country now, and they're coming like gangbusters. So that's all a very good thing. Now, the content that I'm going to cover with you today is all right here. And when we're done, I'm going to share this with you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have time to print off that thing.
We'll show you why you want to do that. So I just sent it to you again, no problem.
Okay.
And one of the things that I want to be sure and do is kind of, you know, show you what's possible. I celebrate my 20th anniversary in August as a pampered chef.
Oh, congratulations.
Longest I've ever committed to anything in my entire life. My daughter Sid is here. She's 20 and a half, and she was just, you know, nine months old when I got started. So these kids have grown up with this. But last August, when I was celebrating 19 years, I hit $1 million in career sales. And the whole Pampered Chef world goes nuts when that happens. Super fun. But that's a lot of food choppers and Twix clips, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So we've seen times come and go and change and the whole bit. But happily, we had transitioned to these online kind of parties that you've experienced over the last several years, and perfectly timed for a global pandemic, lockdown, everything going online. Who knew that running online cooking parties was going to end up being an essential service? I would love to be as bored as everybody else is at home. Geez, that would be great. We are so freaking busy. Oh man, so we're really glad you're here to help. So this is good.
Record sales even.
Record.
Yeah. People buy. It's a good time to be joining this team.
Yeah.
Everybody's cooking. People that weren't cooking before are at home.
They're cooking. Yep. They said the number one thing that folks are buying online in the last month is cooking tools of one form or another. So we're perfectly strategically positioned here. So what I want to do, because we're going to get into the weeds, we're going to you know, get very detailed over the next several weeks as we show you the ropes. But I want to take a minute and kind of make sure you've got your big picture so that you can stay focused on it, because there's some really amazing things in store for you. Okay? Sound good?
Okay. Yep.
And you are going to have a lot of questions going forward. Keep a list of questions and we will hit those. But for right now, I'm sharing my screen and I'm going to go on over here. And just this morning, I did this exact call with our new fellow who's in Seattle, and his name is Richard. So another couple hours earlier and you could have joined Richard on this call. So that would have been fun, but we'll still get a chance to meet him. So this looks familiar, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen that stuff.
Okay. Did you get a chance to log in and get started on Dash at all?
Yes, I did. I've watched like 5 videos now.
Oh, marvelous. Okay. Okay, great. So that's our little training room for you. And oh my gosh, it's wonderful. And it's super smart too. So as you start to do steps, it will put the right training right in your hands. And there's points and badges and leaderboards and the whole bit. It's just like us competing with our Fitbits and our Words with Friends and all that. So we have a lot of fun with it. But this is where it all starts. And this is your fast track rewards. And I want you, when we're done, to print out 2 copies of this. One for your refrigerator door, one for your bathroom mirror. Those are typically the 2 places that you'll be like seeing it the most. You have littler kids, so put it on your fridge, put it down lower with markers and crayons, and empower your kids to help keep mom honest, okay? And help you mark this up. But this basically is like a game board. And I basically, you know, I'm gonna go over this kind of thoroughly. And the reason is as I show you this, there is in excess of $3,000 in cash bonuses available for you, plus a ton more over these next months. And I would be absolutely, if I didn't really emphasize this and you got a couple months in and you realized it, you'd be like, Shelley, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me, right? So I want you to really kind of pay attention to this. So it starts right here, and it's called the Fast Track Rewards. And typically this is a 90-day program, bonus program. And Christine's going to confirm and Savannah's going to confirm for me, they added an extra 30 days. Is that correct? For folks who joined in May. So you got 4 months. This is going to take you between now and into September. You're going to be earning rewards with this. Okay.
Wow.
And the way it works is your start date is the date your kit lands on your porch in about a week. We're hoping, crossing our fingers. And you plug along, you share your business with the world, you book your first parties. When you hit $500 in sales, this is typically one party. And Christine, and Savannah, I looked at our numbers from April. Our entire team is averaging $700 per party. Took the entire sales divided by the numbers of shows, $699 is our average, and the nationwide average is 600. So we are, oh my gosh, everybody is selling big numbers. It's actually phenomenal. So this is basically one party in that bitty little picture right there. You're earning your commission, of course, but that's the ceramic egg cooker and a scraper. So ta-da, you get to make breakfast for the kids and teach them how to use it.
Savannah, just hers?
Yeah, and as you're cranking along, your next bonus, when you hit $12.50, it's about 2 or 3 parties typically, it's your first piece of cookware. Okay, these are the lifetime guarantee. The handles remove, they are dishwasher safe. The kids can use metal fork on them and it's not going to ruin them. So wonderful, you're cranking along. 2 cast iron skillets when you get to 2,500. And hi there. And when you hit $5,000 in sales in your fast track rewards period, you get the whole freaking knife block set.
Wow.
$360 worth of cutlery. And since we started this program last August, everybody's been striving for that. And on May 5th, which was Tuesday, the first person ever in our team earned that knife block, and it was Christine.
Awesome.
Woo!
Oh, awesome.
So it's on the way, and Cambria is right behind her. So Cambria is like $120 away from earning it. So, it's going to be this, we've just raised the bar. It's so much fun. So this is great. So you get, you're earning commission, you're getting bonuses. However, I don't know about you, but the products are great, but we need to make our mortgage and our rent and our car payment and our insurance cash. Cash is king. And a lot of folks think that we do not earn cash. We do not earn an actual income as Pampered Chefs. It's fascinating that people don't realize that. They think we just get products. No, we pay our mortgage 10 times over now, right? So the way this works with the bonuses, because you're earning commission on your sales as well, but the way the bonuses work is we have this concept called for every 4, add 1 more. And that means in general that for every 4 parties that you do, you can pretty much anticipate that one person like yourself and like Savannah and like Christine is going to join you and come and do Pampered Chef as well. Okay. And as we get folks started here, we teach everybody. We're going to teach you how to do 4 parties at a time.
Wow.
4 at once. How does that sound? Does that make you like, oh yeah, you
It feels almost overwhelming.
That's overwhelming. Okay. I'd be worried about you if you weren't feeling a little overwhelmed. Christine, when Jess did her party in February, was she your only host? Or was
I don't remember. That's what I'm thinking right now. You were the only host? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
You're going to love it.
It's so much fun.
It's so much more interactive. I currently have 4 hosts who are trying to wrap up their party right now. One's at 900, one's at 600, one's at 700. Yeah, and they're all doing their shopping and we're confirming their bookings. And so 1 party, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 hosts. We're going to teach you how to do that. Okay.
And I wanted to say too.
Yeah.
I've only done like the 2, I guess it's been 3 weeks now, but like for 2 weeks, I only had 1 host. My first week when I had 2 at once was way easier. Like doing it with just 1 person, it sounds really backwards. It's almost harder because there's not as much interaction and people are feeding off of each other.
Yeah. People
and you're doing a lot of the steps just setting it in a group instead of sending individual messages. So it sounds overwhelming, but it's actually a lot of fun and it makes the parties more fun too. And
it does. And they get those hosts, we bond the hosts and they're helping each other and they're chatting and they're making friends and they're the ones. So you're basically handing the hosts fun things to post in the party. So their friends think they're rock stars because they're like so creative, but you're feeding all that to them. It's very cool. So this concept is every 4 add 1 more. So if we're teaching you and you're doing 4 parties a week, you conceivably are adding a person every week to your team who's joining us. Now, you don't know what the heck you're doing yet, right? So what do you do? You're like, Shelley, Christine, Savannah, help me. And you do, right? Okay. So just to let you know, you're going to learn along with your buddies. In fact, my challenge for you is to get started with your first 2 buddies. So go find your 2 friends and say, come and do this with me. Let's get started together. It's more fun. All right. But the way the bonuses work is that as you add those folks, and this has 5 listed, but it's unlimited. And when they each reach this stage and get their first piece of cookware, you get a $50 bonus in products. Okay, we call that PC dollars, as well as $100 in cash.
Wow.
Okay, so 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Okay, at this point, I need you to grab a calculator. Get your phone and turn on your calculator. So I'm going to walk you through how the rest of these bonuses work. And you guys are all in charge of keeping track, okay? I always get lost in the sheer amount of money that is available for you. So we're basically talking 100, 100, 100, right? Okay. Then when you get to the point where you have 5, a grand total of 5 people who have joined your team. So in Christine's case, she welcomed Savannah, who welcomed you. So Christine has 2 out of the 5. Hello. Okay. But once you've got grand total of 5, you're here. What we call a director. You're a director. Okay. And then the whole, like I said, the whole world goes out of their mind. They celebrate. We promoted a director last week. He is just still walking 9 feet off the ground. It's so much fun. But when you do this in your fast track period, you're a fast track director. And that is awfully cool because you get these raises. but you also get bonuses. So when you promote to Fast Track Director, you get a $500 bonus. Awesome. But so does the person who signed you up. Your recruiter gets a $500 bonus. In this case, that's whom?
Savannah.
Savannah, exactly. So that's wonderful. You guys are both like sitting on $500 extra, right? Well,
Yeah.
stay a director for 3 more months. They give you another $500 bonus, and your recruiter another $500 bonus. Okay, so we're at minimum 500 here, and then 500 and 500. So we're at 1,500 in bonuses for you, right, Jess?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but remember that part about every 4 add 1 more, and we're going to get those folks, get them off to a strong start, those people that you know or don't even know yet, who come on board and are, you know, their hours have been cut, they're furloughed, or they're, you know, all the possible reasons why they might want to come and join Pampered Chef. We're going to get them right on this call, and I'm going to walk them through this as well. And they're doing the exact same thing. So when one of your buddies pops up here to Fast Track Director, you are now the next level, which we call Advanced Director. When you're a Fast Track Advanced Director, which is within your first 6 months, then you get a $1,000 bonus. And so does your recruiter, gets a $1,000 bonus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stay advanced director for 3 more months, you get another $1,000 bonus, and so does your recruiter, so Savannah. But remember the part about the Fast Track Director and the $500 bonus? Let's say your friend Sally, who popped up to Fast Track Director here, she just got her first $500 bonus, but so did you.
Mm-hmm.
Got another $500 because you were her recruiter. Sally stays the director for 3 more months, gets another $500, and so do you. Are you following this for a second? You lose. It's a lot, because let's say that Sally promotes and Jane promotes and Harry promotes and Frank promotes. We're talking about 500s and thousands for each person,
Mm-hmm.
right? And even when you're past, when you're done with your Fast Track reward period, like Christine just finished hers yesterday or Wednesday, I think. So she's moved out of the Fast Track period as for her, but Savannah's still in it. And so every person that Christine welcomes, she is entitled to earn 500 and 500 and 1,000 and 1,000 forever, just by helping you be successful.
Yeah.
So there's thousands of dollars worth of bonuses available.
That's awesome.
Jump in and say that's one thing I love is that your success is our success. Like, we want you to succeed, but it's everybody's supporting everybody because we're happy that you're succeeding and it helps us succeed, and it's just this big happy family. It's just exciting to help us.
Super fun. I'm a registered dietitian. I've got to renew my RD this month, so I'm going to be very, very busy doing more boring stuff than this. But when I worked in the corporate world, and if you had a fun, good idea, you didn't dare share it openly with everybody. Someone would steal your idea and take your promotion.
Yeah.
So this is opposite. And that's why after 20 years, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You can see why I want you to print this out, and I want you to
get a goal,
mark it up and make it your own. Write your hosts' names and dates of their parties on it, and check off the boxes, and let the children track it along with you. Right?
Yep.
Make plans for what together you're going to do with those funds. All right. Okay. So I wanted to be sure to share that with you. So let's see. Within the world of Pampered Chef, we do a number of different kinds of parties. We used to say, oh, we do in-home parties and online parties. Well, no more for the in-home ones. But there's a wide world of different ways that you can share Pampered Chef. What you've experienced and what we're going to get you started with is an online party on Facebook. But we also have timeline parties. We have text parties. We're working on Instagram. We're do YouTube. We just did a Zoom party. So there's lots of places and ways you can spread out. Fundraisers, bridal showers, housewarming. So lots and lots of ways.
Endless.
What we're
Yeah.
Yeah, you've probably seen some of them and been and you're not, how nice, you live in a community, what did you say, 100 people? And as long as you have a cell phone and internet access, you're off and running, right?
Yep.
Okay, so how are we going to get you started? And so I need Christine and Savannah's help here because Jess hosted February, right?
Yeah.
And then again, what, February again or March?
April?
March or April, one of them.
Might have been
Okay.
April.
March
So
or April?
I already have a party scheduled for Jessica the 15th. I already have it all
Perfect.
lined up.
Perfect. So see, she's off and running. She knows
on it.
she knows what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's the scoop. You are a consultant, Jess. Ta-da, you're a consultant as of minutes ago when you ordered your kit. However, we're going to get you started. And the way that we get all, she's so cute.
Oh,
The way
cute.
we get all of our consultants started is that we have you be a host. And let me explain this because I'll show you how this is going to work. I know you've been a host a couple times already. We're going to have you play the role of a host. And we're going to have Savannah play the role of the consultant. And this will look very familiar because you've been through it, but we're going to get you started. We start all of our parties on Fridays. Okay? And we have
I love that.
all the systems set up that you've seen for you to not have to recreate the wheel, but simply implement what we're already all doing. And I used to fight against this because I was super independent. Like, I don't want to be put in that box and do it just like everybody else. And so I went my own way. And now now we're exploding with growth because we're all using the same resources, which means if my birthday was yesterday, I took the day off, I shut the computer. Everybody kept on going because they were all doing the same thing. And they were helping each other.
And it works.
And it totally works. So that little group that we added you into today, I'll show you that in a second, but that's a great resource. So your parties start on Fridays. So we always pick the very next Friday for our new consultants, and ta-da, you are now the host and the consultant for a party that starts on May 15th. And what I'm going to have you do between now and say next Tuesday is I'm going to have you reach out and connect with folks. And you're going to message people and say, hey, I'm getting started with my first online Pampered Chef party, a spring fling party that starts next week. Would you like to get in and bring your buddies? Okay, so you're looking for other hosts. And when Christine and Savannah set this up, it's going to say, here are our hosts. There's Jess and her link, and here's Sally and her link, and here's Harry and his link, and here's Frank and there. And we're going to run it as a block party starting on Friday. Okay, and all of those are your parties. You get the commission and the sales for all of them. You'll get the host rewards for yours, and it will be golden. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. And then each week we run this, and so you'll get to see it from the perspective of the host, but you're going to be looking at it with the host and consultant eye this next week, and then the next week, and the next week, and within a couple weeks you'll be off and running. Okay. So, and I see you waving at your family, but I have one other really important thing to show you, and it's kind of a tool that I want to put in your hands to have you, because like you're going to start contacting folks, and there's a really effective way of keeping track of all that. Can I show it to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you have any questions up to this point while I share my screen?
No, it really helped doing the parties a couple times.
Yeah. And your perspective with your friend, whoever that was, that you did the party in April or March.
Yeah.
That we're really looking forward to hearing about how that compared.
Yeah.
That'll be very helpful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So on my screen, you can see my screen. There is this wee little chart, and I'm going to send this to you, but that's what it looks like kind of like in its entirety. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show this to you. And it's the simplest dang thing. And I want you to print out a dozen of these when I send it to you.
Okay.
And you start the week of, again, we start our parties on Fridays. So it's the week of, today's a Friday, May 8th. And there's a place for bookings. And then if you scroll down, There's a place for recruiting folks. And what you're doing is you're reaching out to people. And let's say, give me the name of somebody that you already have in mind. It's probably going to be one of your first hosts. Have you thought that through a little bit?
My sisters.
Of course.
Love it.
Yes. Okay. What's one sister's name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Okay. So you're going to reach out to Vanessa and you're going to send a message, and typically on Facebook Messenger, because that's where these parties are happening. You say, Vanessa, I'm getting started with my online party, Pampered Chef party next Friday. How about if you join in as a host and bring your buddies? Okay. You're going to send that to Vanessa. You put Vanessa's name on the first line, and the first time that you offered her a chance to book a party, you put that date. So that'll be today, May 8th. And then you copy that message and you send it to a whole bunch of other people, up to 25 a day. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. The beauty of this is that, and I can prove this too, the beauty of it is that the first time we're ever offered or invited to do anything, but in this case to host a party, we say no. Your first response is going to be no. And when Christine offered you a chance to do a party, did you say yes the first time?
Yes.
Okay, you're amongst about 7% of the population. 7% of the time, you'll get a yes the first time. 93% of the time, you're going to get a no. It's the second time your percentage actually goes up. You get more yeses. Maybe 14, 15% of people say yes the second time they're offered. But then it goes up that third time, that fourth time, that fifth time. That's why this says first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Because let's say you send this message to Vanessa and Sally and Harry and Frank, and you don't hear from everybody, but you put May 8th on here. Then tomorrow you follow up and you just go and send a message that says, hey, did you see my message from yesterday? And that's your second contact. So you put May 9th in here and so on. The percentages of yeses increase the more times you follow up. So folks who've done direct sales businesses before, and they ask their friends and they stop and they say, I could never get any bookings. This is why. They never went back and offered it again.
Wow.
Okay. Would you like to see this in action? I'm going to show you mine. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good answer. Very good. Let me find it. Okay, here it is. So I started using this tool last June 10th, in fact. And I've been doing a lot. I've been in business with Pampered Chef for a while, but I'd never used this. So I was reaching out to try to book my first online parties. And I started on June 10th, and I contacted Kathy and Olga and Carol. Well, Carol's a consultant on our team now at this point. Tommy, Michelle, Michelle's a consultant on our team. Donna, Rosario's in the Director Bound program with Christine, Marley, Jennifer, Anika. So it just so happened that the first couple folks Kathy and Tommy, they're circled. They actually said yes. See where it says booked a party? They said yes. But look at this. I really didn't get serious about this. I contacted 3 people my first day. It says June 10th. 2 my second day, it says June 11th. And then I kind of really got serious, June 12th, okay? And I took notes, and this says me in the column because they were my contacts. These were people I knew through myself, right? They were already customers. So here, within a couple days, this is what that sheet looked like. And these are the numbers of, these are the dates that I did my follow-up contacts. And every highlighted spot on here was a booking. Started with Kathy and Tommy, but all these other folks booked. Okay. So let me show you what it looks like now, because I still use this. Double click on my square and it should make it bigger for you. This is that. Okay. And you probably can't see it terribly well, but it's that same sheet, June 10th. And my first 2 hosts were Kathy and Tommy. Okay. But this is that. What you need to know is highlights are bookings up here, and down here, highlights are signed recruits, signed consultants. So I started off that first week, and Kathy and Tommy were my first 2 hosts, just 2. And so then I was meeting people through their party. And in the column over here in the margin, I wrote C's for Kathy and T's for Tommy. So I could remember who I knew which person through, right? But still, I was following up with some folks, but not all of them, right? I met a lot of people through their party. This is still Kathy and Tommy. These are all the people and the follow-ups, but these are bookings and these are recruits. The next week I had 2 new hosts, only 2. I was freaked out, like, oh my gosh, two people. Mary Lou is a consultant on our team right now. Simone is a past host, but these were bookings and recruits. The next week, I still was just doing 2 parties. I didn't do as much follow-up. It's the next, okay, now I got serious. I had 4 hosts, right? Okay, I have used this system ever since. And here we were in June, July, and August, and I was booked out until October, November, and December.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's proven.
It's totally proven.
Tried and true.
I will drill you on this. Christine will.
I was going to say, I need to pop in here because I don't know what it was, but for some reason I couldn't remember. I knew it was important. I heard it in all the intro calls. I kept popping in, and I couldn't get myself to have it sitting next to me and utilize it until about a week ago. And it's like, but because now I'm having to go back and I'm having to do all this more work to get contacts because I haven't done that from the start. And I know how important it is. And so now I'm using it finally and seeing the product. And seeing, I think 4 parties on just out of it. We did a booking blitz. So I did 2 days where I reached out to about 55 days. And I got, I think, 4 parties from it.
And the thing to know is that this is then always a resource. Look at this page and look at how many follow-ups I actually did. Hardly any, I mean, a couple here, right? But if at any
Savannah's showing hers off too.
Good job. If at any point I ran out of parties on my calendar, all I'd have to do is open one of these pages and send a message to this first person that says, hey, Nancy, I met you at Erna's party last August. I've got an opening for my block party that's starting on Friday. Is it your turn? And then write the date and then send that, copy and paste that message to everybody on the sheet. Okay. For you, they're going to come back saying yes, no, or they're going to have questions.
Yeah.
When they have questions, you don't know the answers yet. You take a screenshot, send it to us, say, how do I answer? And we tell you. And then you answer them. Okay. And then you learn as you're doing it. But does this make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. Okay. And it's organized.
It's very organized. And it's a paper system. It's a paper system. But still, if I'm heading out the door and I've got the kids are going to be playing wherever and I've got my phone and my pen, I take this. Right. And I was basically booking like crazy. So I just flipped it over. This happened to be September. And so this was another way that I was keeping track. And I put host 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hosts across the top and Friday start dates down the margin here. And so I started slotting those bookings in, and we went on vacation this week. So I had to work really hard not to book myself. Yep. And this way I knew when I was talking to folks, I could say, oh yeah, I've got 1 spot open for September 10th or whatever it happened to be. But I had a September and October and November, all of these were filled in. So that little system, if I give that to you, will you start contacting folks?
Yep.
And use it, because Christine will need you to encourage her, right?
I don't know what I still don't know why it's so hard for me.
We always have this conversation. No, and she just sold her $5,000.
She found her system.
She did.
I'll get there.
Did. Yep, got it. Okay, so what I'm basically showing you is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the tools and the systems that we have available. And we're gonna hand feed that to you basically kind of when we deem that you're ready for it. There's more, there's a lot more. And it's gonna get wild and woolly because you are starting a learning curve that begins today. Okay, and so the question is, because with any new job, there's new lingo, there's new technology, there's new systems, there's a whole website, there's Dash, all this stuff. And we're going to be putting you through that and drilling you through that. And you're going to get to those points where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't understand. It's post my party and she says it's supposed to work and it's not working. You're going to get there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we all do. You guys call me and I'm like, okay, just walk through it. The question is, what do you do when you get to that frustrated stage? It's going to happen again and again and again. And if you decide at that point that you're just like, this is bull, she's out of her mind, I'm done with it, then in fact you are done. You're done. You might as well hang up your apron because you're done. But if you keep asking those questions, you're going to say those stupid questions, those silly questions. They're not. When you keep asking them and keep at it and keep picking at it until you push through that particular block, you will learn and you'll make your way out the other side. And that will keep happening, but that's the learning curve, right? So we want you to ask questions. And lots
I'm an expert at asking.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So given that, I'm going to just close us up by showing you the 2 resources. There are lots, but I'm going to show you the 2 resources that are the places to ask those questions. Okay, obviously, where's this one with, is this it? Is this Savannah's?
Yeah.
Okay,
Where
no,
we
that's,
were.
yeah, that's Jessica. Okay, we're going to change the name of that to put Savannah and Jessica's PC.
Yay!
Jess's PC adventure. Look at me. I just take liberty with you guys' group.
I
So
almost
so that we can find it. Okay, so this is a resource, but this one right here. So you're going to ask us individual questions. You'll message me privately, you'll text Christine, and all of us are going to do the same thing. We're going to say, Jess, that's a great question, but would you mind posting it here in the
He still has to remind me sometimes.
Yeah, in the new PC teammates message thread.
Okay.
Because remember this, okay? Same concept. When you're learning new things, you need to hear it again and again.
Yeah,
and
repetition.
And so that's what's happening here. I started this little message group back in June and July so that my new folks could help each other and get to know each other and learn together. And the concept was they would stay here while they were new and then they would leave. Well, look what's happened. Here's who's in this message group. Look at that. Nobody wants
of them. They never left.
They don't want to leave. And it's
such a good resource.
I couldn't have planned it better. And I didn't. I just popped it up and we started helping each other. So it is a resource, and everybody in here, a lot of them are brand new, and many of them are newish, and some are their recruiters, so they're really seasoned, but we all do the same things. So if you post a question here, so if you ask me a question, I'll say, will you post it here and let me answer it here? Often before I get a chance to answer it, somebody else is answering. This group is hopping, so I do caution you, turn off the notifications that send emails. And just know that our team is active and we're thriving. So if you need to step away, turn off your notifications, do that self-preservation kind of thing, okay? But this is a great resource.
It will.
Right.
That's why I tell people, if you need me specifically, tag me, because a lot of times I'm like, if it's just going off, I'm not going to look through if it's not specifically until I have time to sit down. But if you need something right away, tag me. I'll do my best to get to you.
And if you're asking a question and you're not getting an answer, nudge us, hit us, right? Okay. This is the
You're not bothering us.
No, yeah, you're not bothering us. This is the other big resource for you. And this is our whole organization's Facebook page. It's a group, but I always call it a page. And it's called Team KEWLS, KEWLS. And the reason is it's Carol, we have directors, Carol Keene, Eve Crow, Shelley Weeks, Ellen Lowe, Brittany Stewart. So we're cool. KEWLS. I'll keep adding letters into that acronym. We'll figure out words to make, but we've got lots. Actually, I need to add Kate. We've got Carol Keene and now Kate Yeah, shoot, I've got to add some because we just promoted a director. So, and your name will go right here because you're brand new, along with Richard, who joined us this morning. And last month, this was so full, you couldn't even see that the writing was little bitty. So it's our goals and all that. The thing I want to point out to you is this right here. This says that there's 176 members in this group. This is the group. This is our main page. This is where we do our virtual team meetings, and there's lots of news and good support and stuff. We just did a booking blitz, and we did it right here. It was a virtual booking blitz. So lots of good stuff happening here. But there's 176 people, and you are about our 85th consultant on our team. So my question to you is, we have 85 people on our team, but there's 176 in this group. Any idea why there's almost 100 more people in this group than we have actually on our team? Any idea?
No.
No idea. That's a very good reason. Our team attracts other consultants.
Huh.
Okay, we have phenomenal systems and support.
That's
Your friend
awesome.
who you did the party with in April, she's going to want to come and, ride on our coattails. But that's why there's other directors in here who are taking copious notes and copying what we do and doing that with our team.
It's like Shelley mentioned earlier, in the corporate world, you want to keep your stuff to yourself, but with this team, it's not like that. So she doesn't care. If you're from another team, come on, see how we do it. Let us know what you do, see what works for you, and we'll trade.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to friend me, but either Savannah or Christine will add you to this page and they'll welcome you.
I just added her, so she should just.
Okay, great. And so, and they'll write a big welcome, and we just welcomed Richard earlier today. And, have fun. Don't be shy, especially, in this little message group and in our team page, you're amongst friends. So, ask those questions and share, and, we toot and holler and make a fuss over everybody's accomplishments. It's a fun place to be. Yeah. So that's what I have for you. Was that helpful?
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm sure I'll have lots more questions as I do it.
Yes, you will. And we recorded this. So one thing I do want to ask, and this is Savannah's second time, Christine's run through this a couple times, but what I want to do is find out, number one, do you have any questions, burning questions for me about what we covered? And then also I did give you like a really big brain dump just now. So I want to know, what was the one thing from all three of you guys, what one thing that you just learned was the most impactful? And everybody gets a chance to share. What was that, Jess?
Oh, the list.
The list? This one?
Keeping everything organized so you can reference back when you're hitting a slow part to reference back. I think that's huge.
It's huge. It is huge. And it's not an original Shelley by any stretch. Somebody else taught us that, Stephen Joseph. So good. I love that. So I'm going to send that to you. I'm going to post, in fact, all the things I just showed you. I'm going to share those in that new PC teammates thread. And I did this just this morning. So that, again, they're seeing it again and again and again, right? How about Savannah and Christine? What did you hear this second or third time through that was most helpful?
Probably, again, reinforcing the steps of the parties. You just like vaguely mentioned it, but I'm learning now, and you're reinforcing it, how important it is to do every single step,
all the steps
that you guys said, which is really easy, but it is what makes you successful, which includes that list of following through with people. I've got a lady right now that I'm talking to, and I've talked to her 3 or 4 times, and I just reached out to her again the other day. She's like, right on the verge. I can feel it.
You can feel it. It's so funny.
It took me, I think, a month and a half to get you, and then you ended up getting Jess. So sometimes it takes time, but you just know when there's people that are meant to be on the team.
The trick is to be in contact with lots. So when you first start, you're doing one of these sheets a day. And then as you fill your calendar, then you use one for each week, each party. And but if you're ever short of bookings, this is right where I send you. Yep. And it works. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Savannah, thank you for reinforcing that. That's huge, because we do have all these steps that we're going to teach you, and it's easy to just like, oh no, I'm not going to do that one, and then you weeks later, yeah.
Yeah, I did that. It didn't work, and then you guys kept asking me because I was like, my party's not reaching. They're like, have you done these steps? I was like, well, no, I've been busy.
Right, and then you go back and you see like, oh, I'm supposed to send this message, and that's supposed to boost sales. Okay, let's try that and see what happens.
And it does.
I mean, as a busy mom, Jess, you know what it's like. Sometimes you'll read a message, I'll forget to respond, and then it's gone, right? And
totally
so when you reach back out, it's not being like, oh my gosh, they won't leave me alone. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you. I forgot I wanted something, and you would have been so mad. And you have to remember that and keep that mindset. And
your house is so pretty.
Oh,
I love it.
It's a mess still. We're still.
Oh my gosh! Wow, look at all that space. That's fabulous.
You're gonna have to have John build you.
You'll have to see my views. I'll show you my view.
Okay, you walk over and get us. Oh my gosh!
It's all the way around.
Where in Montana are you? Where are you?
Wisdom.
Which is near.
I'm in between Butte and Dillon. 2 hours from Helena, 3 hours from Missoula.
Where is it compared to going to the Sun Highway? Glacier National Park.
It's south.
Oh, yes.
Far south. Okay. I bicycled through your state, up and over.
Oh, you probably went through my town then. We get tons of bicyclers.
I bet you do. Highway 2, I'm pretty sure. So Seattle
that's cool.
Seattle to Atlantic City. Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
Many years ago.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's very, very fun. All right. Before I finish up, Miss Christine, what did you hear that was most helpful?
I don't know if it's anything specifically that was said. It's just a reminder of how supportive. Like I think I told you earlier today on our call, Shelley, I didn't expect to get this much support, and just to know, and like I'm excited for Jess to be on this team. Savannah's been able to experience it and like, help, what do I do? It's like, calm down. We're not just sending you on your way and you've done it 2 weeks, so you're good. Do it on your own. Like we're here to help you, and we want you to succeed. We want you to enjoy this business. We want this business to help your life, and we believe in the products. We be like, we're not just selling products. We're helping people's lives.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
And that's what I loved about it. Like if I was looking, say if I didn't know Christine personally, or Savannah, and then I did that party with Anna, like I felt like Christine was more like had a group behind her. Whereas like with Anna, I felt like as a host, I felt like I was, okay, do I need to post stuff? Whereas like I felt like poor Anna, I was her first party, but I felt like she was all alone. She didn't know what to do. Whereas Christine, like she sent me everything, Yeah,
and that's not anything I came up with. That's all the guide that you'll get, and you'll have the same.
Yeah, and I felt bad for Anna because I felt like she didn't know what she was doing. I felt like she was alone, like she was clueless. What I posted was like I felt like I had to post something because she wasn't sending me nothing to post, whereas Christine was like on it.
yeah, in excess, yes.
And I'm so glad I did do Christine, first because I was like, okay, otherwise I probably would have not had a good party because nothing was being posted.
Well, though, I like to explain it to people with the virtual aspect. It's like, imagine if you had an in-home party and you invited all your friends. You said, come to my party. This is my consultant, Christine. And then I show up at your house and you're like, all right, I'm going to go in the back room and let me know when the party's over. And you leave those friends are going to be like, we don't know her. Like, she seems fun and all, but this. But if you're there interacting, they're going to engage with me because you're engaging. And it's the same thing with virtual.
Yeah. The host leads it, and we lead the host. So I love it. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to turn off the recording. So for anybody who's watching it, give Jess a shout out, and Savannah and Christine. By the time you're watching this, they're all directors. It's just going to be a foregone conclusion. So I'm going to turn off the recording. Thanks for watching.